Now, I'm going to talk about Taylor Swift, and I'm going to make this into a video. And every Taylor Swift fan who thinks if they defend her in a comment section that they're impressing her, that they're making her happy, even though you're probably never going to meet her and she wouldn't care if you defend her. I can't stand her. I was in Chicago 2 weeks ago, and my mom's best friend, who I love dearly, goes, "What do you think of Taylor Swift?" We're driving around in a car. And I go, "Do you want the real answer?" She goes, "Yeah." And I go, "I think she is the problem. I think she makes girls think that it's always the man's problem and that she has a longer body list and a longer body count than Kim Kardashian." And you could hear the pin drop. You could hear a pin drop in the car. It went dead silent. I can't stand her. So I'm just going to get that out there for everybody that's such a kiss ass.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
You're not impressing her.
Scooter Braun trolling Taylor Swift.
Yes, Scooter Braun seems like such an asswipe, but I love the trolling he does to her. It's great. She just gets her ass kissed everywhere she goes by the whole NFL. Yeah.
For not being invited to her star-studded Rhode Island bash.
I will say this. I think the secret to what we do is when we see something, if we get a reaction from it, I think our goal is to just create that same reaction in someone else.
Over the weekend, the singer hosted a party at her mansion with a bunch of her famous pals, including...
Yeah, where was my invite? That must have been the most pretentious party ever. Think about all those parties. Can you imagine? I'm not saying that she's like Jeffrey Epstein, but can you imagine in 50 years if there's like a documentary that all these parties were like a Jeffrey Epstein party? I know it's probably not that, but it would be funny.
Including Gigi Hadid, Bradley Cooper, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and
I feel like hanging out with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is so annoying. She's so hot and he's so annoying.
Of course, her beau, Travis Kelce.
He's like, "Oh my God, I got to put my phone on Do Not Disturb so my side chicks don't hit me up."
Now, days later, Scooter's stirring up some controversy, hopping on Instagram, jokingly asking, "How was I not invited to this?"
Could you imagine if he crashed it? He's like, "Hi, I made you re-record all your music and I ruined your life for a little bit. Can I come in?"
With the hashtag #LaughALittle.
You gotta think you gotta pick your moments.
Yeah, and then you have all the fans. "He's evil." No, he's just a scummy person.
The former music manager also picking the moment to share he finally watched Taylor Swift versus Scooter Braun Bad Blood.
Like, would I ever want to work with Scooter Braun? No, he's probably a scumbag, but I love watching him troll Taylor because everybody else just bows down to her, and she's probably a bad person.
The Max docuseries diving into their feud over him acquiring her masters.
This was
it's great.
A battle of titans. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was Goliath versus Goliath.
It all exploded in 2019 when Scooter bought Big Machine Records, Taylor's original label, which owned her music catalog.
Yeah, she probably got used early on with that deal if you're going to let that happen. I thought Taylor Swift was so perfect and knew everything. If she was so perfect and knew everything, that wouldn't have happened.
Obviously, as we see from this $300 million plus price tag, Taylor's catalog is a huge part of what makes Big Machine valuable.
Duh, she's like the most famous person ever. That's like saying Michael Jordan was a huge part of the NBA in the 90s. As much as I despise Taylor Swift, I'll give her her flowers. She is this generation's Elvis. Of course she's important to the music label. She's the biggest selling artist of this millennium.
So they were not going to let that go without a huge fight or payout.
At Billboard's Women in Music event that year, Tay addressed how it all went down from her POV.
Of course, Scooter.
Yeah. Can you imagine if a POV got leaked of her? A good POV.
Scooter never contacted me or my team to discuss it prior to the sale.
But you signed the contract that allowed that to happen. That's that bratty attitude that I could do no wrong. God.
Or even when it was announced.
You're such a victim, Taylor, the way you signed a bad contract and you used your signature and you signed up for it. Let's all feel bad for you and your $1 billion. and the way you're so fortunate in life. But you got signed to a bad deal because you didn't know what you're doing, because you got exploited. You're not the first, and you're not the last. You're not special.
I'm fairly certain he knew exactly how I would feel about it, though.
Yeah, he's a sociopath. Sorry, you got exploited. I've worked with sociopaths. It sucks. You get chewed out and spit up. But you move on.
And let me just say that the definition of the toxic male privilege in our industry.
That's what I'm talking about, is everything is against men with Taylor Swift. I'm not saying he didn't screw her. But, meh. Yeah, I bet you've never screwed anybody over. I bet you're so perfect to everybody. Everybody's afraid to say the truth about her, besides her exes. But everybody's afraid to say anything because they don't want to lose the clout, because there's a lot that comes with being nice to her. I'll say it. She's probably not a nice person. And the whole, I'm going to bring up a male. I'm sure a female, executive has never screwed over a female artist. It's only men that do it, Taylor. You are sexist against men. I know someone listening is going to go, that's ridiculous. She's sexist against men. It's never her fault. Have you ever heard Taylor ever take accountability or ever make a song where it's anybody else's fault? No, I'm so perfect.
Is people saying, but he's always been nice to me, when I'm raising valid concerns about artists and their rights to own their music.
Her arguments are so wicked. I'm Taylor Swift. I know everything besides how to sign a good deal.
Taylor claimed Scooter bullied her behind the scenes for years, and that his purchase of Big Machine was sort of a middle finger to her.
Yeah, I've had enough of her.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.